So we are talking about personal devices in a Montessori elementary school classroom and how we use them in our classroom. So a personal device can be a laptop, a personal desktop computer, or a tablet such as an iPad. In my classroom, the students have a 1-to-1 ratio for iPads, so that's what we focused on. Personal devices can also include smartphones, but since my students are elementary school students, primarily ages 6 through 9, they do not have smartphones, nor would I allow them to have those in the classroom during work time. One of the key aspects of a Montessori elementary classroom is the research projects that they do. They get to choose a subject that they're interested in and perform research and create a presentation or report on that research. They are able to work alone if they choose, or in groups of up to 4 students if they choose. And then they do need to present this information to their peers either through a poster, a presentation, some sort of creative project, or a report if that's what they choose. And we do try to cycle through how they present their information to their peers so that they are learning how to present information in different ways throughout the school year. So when the students are doing research, one of the first things that you need to think about is how they are going to be doing that research, because when students go to Google and they're younger children, they need more supervision because there is a lot of information on Google that is either inappropriate, inaccurate, or just not what we want them to be looking at during school time. So one of the greatest resources we have is Kidtopia, which is a search engine for students. And they can either select one of these categories, or they can use a Google search engine that has a lot of filters on it. And so as they enter their search query, this is what comes up. And you can see that there's either web, where they can get links to websites, or image, where they can, it's the same as Google image search, but with only appropriate and relevant images. And this allows them to efficiently do research without having to sift through a lot of extra information. And we also all know that it is okay for the children to be viewing on their own without additional support or supervision. So once they have all the information that they need, we need to find somewhere where they can compile and present this information to their peers. We want it to be relatively easy to use and intuitive so that it's not a whole second project to figure out the software or program that they're using. And we want it to be creative. We want these kids to be able to work in a way that is fun and engaging for them. And we want it to be a good source of information transfer. So we want anyone looking at the final product to be able to see all the information clearly. And so what we decided to use was Canva, which can be accessed on a computer or a tablet because it's a website. And so the students can open it up to a poster and then input text, background, different shapes and images. They can upload their own images. And here is some student work. This student decided to do a rhinoceros. So you can see on the top left, they started out just with the word rhinoceros and a clip art image of the continent of Africa. And then they did some research on National Geographic Kids about the black rhinoceros, and then added in more shapes and text and a background and some images. And this is the final poster. And it's easy for their peers to read. Everyone will learn something from looking at it. And it was a creative way for them to share what they learned about their favorite animal.